myself, I mean, not being a medical professional, but just based on the information I gathered quickly after diagnosis, I learned that putting on hearing aids early would benefit her from a neurological standpoint. From what I gathered was that hearing, if it was not capitalized on, the brain would eventually, over time, use those areas, for lack of a better term, to as storage for other pieces of information. And because of that, I was also very keen on having Danica put those hearing aids on fairly quickly to make sure those areas of the brain were preserved, if you will, for her eventual adaptation to the cochlear implants.
So all waking hours of hearing aid use meant to us literally to have them on Danica's ears as often as possible. And so when Danica woke up, we would change her diaper, and part of our routine would then be to follow up with sticking those hearing aids in her ears. And she would have them on all day long except for bath time. And when it was bedtime, that's when we took them off. And we just thought, we really wanted her to make the most of it and maximize her experience with the hearing aids, and so we were, followed what the doctor ordered. And when we first began our auditory verbal therapy, or AVT as it's known as, we were told that Winston and I, as the parents, would take the active role at home in teaching Danica and helping her through the therapy, that we would be the headliners of this event. And at first we were like, what? Because it seemed like such a heavy responsibility that we may or may not have been equipped for. And our speech language pathologist, or SLP, really made it easy for us to understand our role and made it less intimidating and made it fun for us to take part in the AVT. Each time we went, it was sort of a lesson with different strategies about how to play with Danica and how to incorporate AVT in all of our daily routines so that it would feel natural and not such a heavy task.
The gist of it is that the AVT is essentially a 1-hour appointment. It very much feels like a play date. It doesn't feel clinical at all. And we sing, we do puzzles, we play with infant and toddler toys. And the gist of it was to help us be more conscious of how we're speaking with Danica and able to best allow her to learn smaller chunks of speech as time goes by. And through AVT, I think we've learned how to be more effective parents and to make sure that whatever we try to teach her is really through the means of play, because play comes very natural for toddlers and infants.